Sacred Siren Circle, a sacred space for soul-led women ready to reclaim their voice, remember their power, and rise in sisterhood. I am your host, Marni Beninger, mama, soulpreneur, rebirth alchemist, Ayurvedic guide, and sacred space holder for women who are done living in silence. Each week, we gather in this circle to share stories, tools, and transmissions that awaken your feminine fire and help you live, lead, and love in alignment. So take a breath, drop in, and let your sacred siren rise. Hello, 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 my beautiful goddesses, and happy Monday. This one is being released on a Monday. So I am so happy to be here and talking about this topic today. So welcome back to the Sacred Siren Circle. I have rooted us in, grounded us. I have lit my candle. Let's take a breath. Just pause for a moment. And I want to talk about today's conversation. It's one that's been stirring in my heart. It's been that spark that keeps igniting that I have followed. And I believe it's a message that every woman, every person deserves to hear, needs to hear, should be taught. Because we've been taught for so long that we have to hustle for our worth, that wealth, love, freedom are things we have to earn through struggle, sacrifice, or perfection or performance. But what if that's not true? What if wealth isn't something you work harder for, but it's something you allow by remembering who you already are? What? Say what? I know. So today we're going to explore how that worthiness, that wealth, that womb are intimately connected, and how you can start allowing the abundance into your life by just coming home to yourself. So let's take another deep breath in together and let's dive into this topic of wealth isn't something you earn, but it's something you allow. I wish I had known this. I wish someone had sat me down and said, Marni, you do not need to hustle to get where you want to go. You do not need to earn your worth, prove your value. Sorry, just putting my phone on do not disturb, or grind for every piece of abundance. And honestly, for all of my adult life, basically until the last few months, that's what I was taught. That's what I felt. I had to grind for every little bit of like scrap of love, for financial success, for joy in my life. I didn't know that real wealth isn't earned. It's allowed, right? So it's how open are we to actually receiving this? And it sounds so simple that we can't receive wealth, we can't receive abundance in love, joy, health, wealth without being open to receiving. However, we're not taught this. We're taught to hustle. We're taught to overgive. We're taught to prove ourselves. Especially as women, we are taught we are only as good as we can perform to be, right? Like we are only as worthy, I guess that's a better way to say it, that we are only as worthy as we are proven to be. Like we have to prove our worth to everyone in the world. We have to hustle. And moms, oh my gosh, moms have to prove this like 10 times more for some reason. For some reason, moms are like so only revered if they are overgivers, if they have like no boundaries and say yes to everything, if they are constantly hustling and balancing it all. I remember people looking at me and being like, wow, you really have it all. You're amazing. You can do it all. And like, that was what my self-esteem was built on, was that the more and more I did, the more and more people were in awe of me and thought that I was just amazing. And I thought that that's who I had to be, was to put my needs down at the bottom, that I needed to help everybody else, that I had to hustle. I had to always be working. I would have this immense guilt if I wasn't working, even if I was home with my kids. I mean, I have three young boys. And especially was it when I was in this hustle piece of my life, they were really young. Like they were babies, like they were breastfeeding. But I remember typing to one of our print people. So everything was still print when I was first in business, or first had babies 12 years ago. So we were printing our brochures and printing this and that. And I remember I was typing all this, and I remember him coming back to me and him saying to me, "Wow, you must be the best multitasker, because I know you're at home with your son as well, and yet you're sending me all these pieces to go to print and all this stuff that has to get done." And I was like, yeah, look at me go. He's breastfeeding on me while I type with one hand, and I'm proofreading as he's sleeping on me. And I thought that that was success. I thought that was value. I thought that was like how I had to be in order to earn money, in order to earn. And at the root of it, it was like, the root of it was my root chakra, was to have this safety, to earn this stability, to earn this love, this money, all these like core essential needs, right? And so I thought that I had to hustle, and it became this intrinsic belief that I had to earn love, stability, money, safety, joy, happiness. We could put happiness here. And I had to earn it. It wasn't just something that I deserved just because I was. No, I had to do action. I had to be actionable. I had to have a to-do list that was like so long. I had to be on Instagram 10 times a day. I had to be emailing my people, a minimum of once a week. I had to be putting out marketing. I had to do in order to earn any little piece of stability, any little piece of financial success. And so that is the lie we are sold. That is the matrix that has been created, that we have stepped into, right? That is the masculine. That is the patriarchy. Whatever word you want to use here, it's all the same thing. It's all this programming that we get told we have to hustle, we have to prove ourselves to earn something, right? So this piece to earn this. So most of it in my beautiful day one circle this morning of the free Wealth Womb and Worthiness journey challenge, which is, if you're listening to this in the future, it most likely is still available. So make sure you check my site. It's a free course that I put out there. I did it live. I'm doing it live right now. If you're listening to it today, join us, because it is amazing. We are digging deep into all of these things, but we talked about this today. Most of it starts in childhood, that we believe that our worthiness is tied into proving what it is. So I want to talk about the other side of it. I want to talk, because I talked a lot about like our worthiness in last week's episode. So be sure to check that out. It was the second one I released last week. And about how that is that womb portal, and how tying deep into our worthiness can open up all these portals. So I want to talk today into more how wealth is a feminine frequency. So it's this idea that true wealth, right? True wealth isn't just about money. It's about a frequency we allow into ourselves. So wealth equals energy. I'm sure we've all heard this lots that wealth is just an energetic code. Are we on that same frequency as wealth? And doing all these sits with wealth. I have done the visualization sitting with wealth. I did all of the mantras. I did all of the affirmations. I did all of the visual work to bring wealth into my being. And wealth and abundance, as in like love, joy, happiness. My health has always been, knock on wood, but my health has always been fairly okay. I would say it's great now. But it's always been fairly okay. So I've never had health has been like the major thing. Wealth, love, happiness, joy have been my hurdles, have been my blocks I have put up. And so it wasn't until I started to look deep into, oh, it's my receiving wound. It's what I'm allowing in. I'm actually not allowing in more love. I'm not allowing in more wealth. I'm not allowing in more happiness and joy. I'm not in this feminine frequency. I'm not in this like light, joyful, abundant, just flowing state. And so it's really about how can we get there? How can we be in this bliss ananda state? If you're using Sanskrit, it's this bliss state. How can we sit in this bliss state? How can we pull ourselves out of the matrix into receiving, which is into allowing, which is all about our worthiness, right? So if we don't feel worthy, we're subconsciously blocking our receiving. We're subconsciously blocking our worthy portal, our womb portal. And it's not, this worthiness is not something you acquire through achievements. This is not something that is done through doing more, being more, losing 10 pounds, gaining this, all this checklist. It's not that. It's remembered through our womb. It's remembered, our worthiness is through our healing. So it's really like shifting our mindset to be, oh, I'm worthy of receiving all of this. And we've forgotten. We naturally, especially as our feminine energy, so whether we're male or female, but our feminine energy, our divine feminine naturally knows how to receive. We just forget. We just put up all these like roadblocks after roadblock. We put up these like challenges. We make life hard. We put up these limiting beliefs. We do the hustle to forget even more. We do the hustle to like not feel. And I will say feminine is feeling. Those two go hand in hand. That doesn't mean we have to like sit in grief and sit in anger and sit in all these things, but we do need to feel. And so it's really about like, okay, when I am in my feminine flow, I am flowing. I am like water. I am a light. I am energetic. I am like the difference in how I feel in this state. Today, one of our participants said it perfectly. She's like, I just want to feel light. I just want to feel like life is not hard. And I was like, that's it. That's it exactly. Is that in our feminine frequency, in our feminine flow, in our open receiving, it's about being light. It's about following those nigglings like I have done. It's about following those like calls. It's about being so in tune into our intuition, into our womb. It's about feeling completely worthy of everything without doing anything, right? It's about that feminine feeling. So how do we do this? How do you choose differently? So I've done this. I can tell you it is possible that you can choose differently, that you can choose into trusting that something is going to flourish without over hustling. That is what I've done with this, with Sankalpa now, is I'm not over hustling. I am allowing it to flourish. I'm following the light, the feminine flow, the downloads. I'm following those as to where I should go next. And so I'm doing it differently than I have been trained for the last 20 years on plan out your entire year. Know exactly what's going to happen next. Make sure you have your launch plan, strategy in place. Make sure you have all of these things. And although I do still believe in pieces of that, because I believe in the sacred masculine container, that we need that. I've talked about it before. It's the mudra of like the divine feminine with the divine masculine. So the divine masculine is our sacred container. It is the boundaries. It is putting things into place. It is the sacred intentions. And then the feminine is just flowing. And if you have the sacred container well, this is sacred divine masculine done well, you can flow beautifully with the feminine. So I do believe you need to set up the business pieces and, do all those things, but it shouldn't be from this like hustle and grind place. It should be from this flow and beautiful place. So it can be scary. It is, I was terrified last week. First time I fully followed my feminine flow was last Tuesday when I was launching a free circle and totally changed the direction of the circle because I got a download that morning saying, nope, you need to do this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking this has been kind of just prickling at me for the last few days. And I was like, okay, I'll look at when I can put that in. And I went, no, this needs to be now. I need to do this now. And that's where this 5-day challenge came from too, was like, I went, oh, okay, I guess this is now. I need to do this now. I need to put this out there now. So I want us to really think today into like, what if today you decided you were already worthy? That wealth, love, and support are your natural state. So I'm going to say that today. Again, what if today you decided that you were already worthy? That wealth, love, health, you can put whatever you want in here, joy, support are your natural state. Mind blowing, right? What if that is your natural state? You are already worthy. You are enough. We do not need to hustle. You just need to be you. Authentically, truly, completely you. So before we end, I am going to have us do a short guided moment, but let's draw an Oshun card because this seems like this is so her portal as well. So Faces of Oshun, a deck from Goddess Abiola Abrams. And so let's see, let's clear her energetics here a little bit because I've been in circle. So let's, in the sacred siren circle, as we come into this, wealth isn't something you earn, it's something you allow. So you allow yourself to receive. What is it that Goddess Oshun wants us to know as we allow in wealth, health, joy, abundance, love? Funny enough, this is actually, and I did shuffle, I promise, this is the exact same card that came up either in circle or on my feed, my Instagram live today. But it is Oshun of the drought. So it's fear, insecurity, and scarcity. And it is number 20 in there. And so it is really I just wanted to look at the goddess or the statement here, but it is, I choose to embody abundance. So I feel like there's a reason this card came up twice today, is because we're choosing to embody abundance. We are choosing to believe we are worthy of everything without having to prove anything, that you are allowing yourself to receive, that that you need to look inward. We are in the energetics of the new moon, which is very much a time of going inwards, slowing down. It's the crone phase of of our life, of our cycles, is the new moon energy. And so new moon was yesterday. And so April 27th, I believe that was. And so it is really about like, go inwards, allow yourself to see the shadows, allow yourself to see those limiting beliefs and allow them to fade away. Allow yourself to fully believe you are worthy just because you are. Fully allow the wealth in just because you are. And so, if you want to do any journaling prompts, I would love for you to do one that I presented to my my day one circle today too, which is, what would shift if I decided I was already enough? And so another way you could maybe say that is also, if you never had to earn your worth again, how would you walk through the world? You could also sit with, where did you first learn you had to prove you were worth something? Where did you start to close off to just fully receiving? Where have you been trying to earn love, money, or support? And where are you ready to simply allow it instead? So let's end with a breath together. Let's place one hand on our womb space, one hand on our heart. Take a deep breath in and whisper to yourself, I am worthy because I am. I do not need to earn my worth. I allow myself to receive all the abundance around me. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And so it is. I hope that something sparked in you today with this episode. Please share it. Please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And be sure to take a second to review it if this sat with you in a way. And also check out the 5-day journey that I'm taking you on. That is Wealth, Womb, and Worthiness. And hopefully I see you there. I am sending so much love and light to everyone out there today, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.